Market's down, but don't be scared, people. We are having a live stream. I'm going to go over my thoughts. And this is honest. I'm not trying to do this for views. I'm telling you this from like a legitimate perspective. This is what I'm telling people in my office. Things are happening. It looks pretty bullish for crypto. The mother of all bubbles are about to happen right now in traditional finance. I think the stress is getting really high, and we're seeing the effects of that. So yeah, cryptocurrency again still looks bullish. Don't be scared. We're gonna make you guys feel at ease at this live stream, and I'm just gonna give all the honest truth. It might be longer than we expected, but I still feel like we are in the bull run, and I'm gonna back that up with, of course, as much evidence as I possibly can. So do me a favor, like the video, share it with a friend. Thank you. I'm here to tell you guys, as a cryptocurrency guy for the past 7 years, the market is not over, okay? That's the short answer. If you want the long answer, well, that's what the live stream is for. We're going to be going over all the market conditions. Of course, you know, Bitcoin's recent dump and why everybody's panicking and freaking out. I got some on-chain metrics here for you guys. And we'll be talking about traditional finance. The mother of all bubbles is coming. And you know what benefits from the financial bubble popping. That is cryptocurrency, of course. So if you believe in cryptocurrency, guys, like the video. Let's get this to as many people as possible. There's a lot of YouTubers spreading FUD. You know, there's a lot of people calling bear run, and I think they're wrong. And I could prove that with data, not emotion. So yeah, guys, don't get emotional. This is the time where we make the most money, right? Buy the dip. Everybody tells you that. But when it actually happens, you know, things change. People start, you know, their mood changes. You should be getting excited when the market goes down, and you should be getting depressed when the market goes up, and you'd probably make much more money. So again, share this with as many people as possible. If you have a friend that's been trying to tell you the market's bearish, share this video with him. I can probably overturn his thought process, but we're going to be going into some on-chain metrics, of course, you know, bubble popping, blah, blah, blah. Like the video, share it. Thank you, guys. I want 200 people in here, guys. Do me a favor. Let's share the video. I'm going to start singing again. Like the video. Let's get as many people in here as possible. Where's Okie Dokie? Or Okie Pokey? I'm sorry, Okie Pokey. I apologize for, saying the wrong name. But let's get some shares. Let's get some likes. Share this video in some Reddit forums. What Discord group are you guys in? Are you in some NFT Discord group? Why don't you share it in there? Share it to, I don't know, wherever. Just do me that favor. Click that share button, copy the link, go to some other social media platforms, and let's get as many people in here as possible. If we can get at least 250 people in here, and we're at 115, I'll start the live stream early. If not, I mean, we have 8 minutes left anyway. So if you could just do me a solid and like the video, that'd be great. Thank you, guys. Hey, I might drop an NFT too, so you don't have to have the posters. Don't worry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not dropping an NFT of my face. It's weird, narcissistic. You guys are here because of my research, not because of my mustache. So just understand that. If you could do me a favor, like the video, that'd be great. Thank you. Eddie gave me the staff. Crypto Moses is back. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin market on-chain metrics. We're going to part the Red Sea with this live stream. Do me a favor, like the video. Thank you. We're almost at 200 viewers, guys. Let's get this last push before we start the live stream. Like the video, share it, leave a comment. You can't leave a comment. Leave a chat box comment. Let's get this to as many people as possible. Share it to some groups. Let's get the Alex Army going, guys. We're going to start a live stream really soon, and we could all share thoughts, and we can get some different perspectives in here. Like the video. Thank you. If you guys haven't been watching the recent videos, look in the last two. We've been diving deep in the bag. When the markets get dumping and going gets tough, I try to, do a little bit more. So watch the recent videos. Things are getting out of hand. I think things look bullish, but we have some, of course, short-term volatility. And of course, we're gonna, talk about this in the video. So like the video, guys. Like the video. We're starting in 30 seconds, so let's get as many likes as possible. The market's looking kind of juicy for the buying. I know a lot of you probably ran out of liquidity. I get it. You bought the dip like every other time I've said it. I understand. But I'll show you guys some tools where you can leverage up. And this is not financial advice, but we are starting the live stream now, and I have a staff. You see this bad boy right here? Y'all can't laugh. You can't laugh. All right. So, yeah, we're going to be talking about some cryptocurrency stuff. I'm going to be, parting the red candlestick with the staff right here. I had to bring the staff to the live stream. Things are gonna get out of hand in this live stream. So if you could do me a favor, like the video. I'm gonna answer some questions for a little bit. Then I'm gonna jump into some on-chain metrics. We have the mother of all bubbles happening right now. And it's not cryptocurrency. It's traditional finance. So I'll go over all of those details. I'll break down exactly what inflation is doing. I'll show you from data, not from promises, and I'll back up everything I said, like with evidence and stuff like that. Let me answer some questions for a little bit, and then we'll jump into some topics here. Give me a second. Anyone holding ADA? Someone asked if anyone. Nah, I have a little bag. It's like 0.05% of my portfolio. I'm gonna probably go pretty hard into ADA very soon. It's probably not the best time to be holding it, but it might be the best time to buy it very soon. While everybody's talking bad about it, I got all these influencers saying negative things. They're still coming out Q1 2022, right around the time where I think altcoin season is probably going to happen. So I think it's a actually phenomenal buying opportunity. Maybe right now, I'll wait a little bit. I'm waiting a little bit. I didn't buy it today, but it's still a strong coin with probably the strongest community in all of cryptocurrency. The three, of course, are Bitcoin, XRP, and of course ADA. And I think ADA has recently beat when it comes to strength of community. And I'm basing this off of what I see in search trends as well as what I see in my own. I did a poll on my Twitter. So yeah, go check out Twitter. I talk shit on Twitter a lot, but it's fun. But I did a poll and I asked, what's the strongest community? And most people said Cardano. So, they have something there, guys. You guys have to remember that cryptocurrency is community first, utility second. That's a fact. Let's see if we got some other questions really quickly, and then I'll jump into some on-chain metrics, guys. Hold on.
Guys, by the way, giveaway on Twitter right now. Alex on crypto. I'll leave it in the chat for you guys.
All right. So, it seems to me that you guys wanted me to just jump into content. There's not too much specific comments. All right. Yeah, we're just going to jump into some stuff here. All right. So, if we pull up the screen here, let me drop the staff. Pull up the screen here. I want to show you guys some stuff. I'm going to go over. First, let's go over the bubble talk that I was saying. Okay. So, I'm going to pull up this right here. And I've been saying this in a couple of videos, but I think it's true. Remember, I could be wrong about a lot of things. I'm just an analyst that's been doing this for a while. So take this with a grain of salt. Also, remember, it's not financial advice, but I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and I definitely bought the dip yesterday. Unfortunately, the market dumped today, but I will probably buy the dip again, and I'll tell you guys exactly where I'm going to buy the dip, and I'll also tell you what coins I'm probably going to buy when it does dip. So you'll get the answers in this video, so just have some patience. But the first thing I want to look at here is a US dollar currency index. Now, this is really important because it basically shows the strength of the United States world reserve currency. Now, I've been saying it in my video, so hopefully you're caught up. Hopefully you've been educating yourself and watching what we're doing, because I'm diving deeper than I usually do. But as you can see here, we had this bounce back in May 31st. And this May 31st date, I've been saying it a lot in a lot of my videos. And since then, the DXY has gone up 7.32%. So basically, this shows confidence in the world reserve currency, which is the exact opposite of what everybody keeps saying about crypto. Everybody's like, oh, cryptocurrency is going to do really well because the dollar is going to be destroyed and blah, blah, blah. Now, that's not really the case. So you could clearly see here from the Black Swan event, the DXY went down a lot. Now, this is showing insecurity in the world reserve currency, or the United States dollar, right? This is showing insecurity here. And this was catalyzed by what we were saying here in other videos where I was trying to tell you guys the Black Swan event, right? People were freaking out with this huge, random occurrence, and a lot of people got rid of the dollar. Now we have this bounce here May 31st, and we're getting some confidence back. Now, there's two things you could draw from this. Number one, people are buying the dollar, and who are those people? And number two, this is kind of a risk on environment. So right here, this is risk off. This is people getting, acting out of fear. And right here, this is people acting out of confidence, right? So just understand the difference right there, because it's really important for, how I'm breaking down exactly what I'm talking about with the big bubble, okay? So again, one more time, so you understand, people acted out of fear. People are acting out of confidence. Two different situations. So you should definitely change your thesis. Now, something even more interesting is if we look from technicals, we see an asymmetrical wedge right here, okay? And typically how this goes is this is a continuation pattern. We should keep going. So what that's basically saying is that, we should probably continue in a risk-on environment. Right? We should probably continue in a risk-on environment. Now, the reason why we have this bounce, I've said this in the other videos, but let me briefly touch on it. It's probably because of the insecurity in other countries. So this was right here, probably the insecurity in the United States specifically, because, it obviously happened in the United States as well. So this was like people losing confidence in the US dollar. But then this is insecurity in other countries. So inflation, believe it or not, is way worse in other countries. Although the United States prints as much money as possible, it's really bad in other countries. It's called hyperinflation. We have inflation now, but in other countries, it's hyperinflation. 1.1 billion people right now are exposed to double-digit inflation. So what happens is, since they've been dealing with this inflation for a long time. This is not a new subject, just to be clear with you guys, but basically what they've done to hedge against inflation is not buy Bitcoin. What they've historically done is bought the DXY. They bought the US dollar. Okay, that's what other countries typically do. Wealthy people in other countries buy the US dollar to hedge against inflation of their specific country. That's what they do. They buy bonds. Sometimes they buy stocks, but this is what's happening. So this is actually, in my personal opinion, and a lot of people agree with me on this. I'm not like an economist by any, I'm not an expert economist, but I've seen a lot of people say and mirror the exact same thing I'm saying right now. And what's basically happening is people are fleeing into the US dollar because it is the last domino. And I've said this over and over again. I want people to understand it. So if this continues to go up, this is typically a risk-on environment for a lot of cryptocurrencies, which adding to my, the thesis we've been talking about over and over again. In this insecure period right here, Bitcoin benefited a lot. Bitcoin went up 700%. In the same insecure period right here, Ethereum went up 2,000%. And even with this pump right here in the DXY, we have a 30% increase in Bitcoin. That's probably not 25% because the market just dumped, but also a 60% increase in Ethereum. So in both cases, when the market dumped, or not the market, when the dollar dumped and when it pumped, both cases, cryptocurrency benefited. That's very important to understand. It's just that in the second case here, it's more risk on. And I believe that we're probably going to move into altcoins. So as inflation heightens, and I've showed you guys evidence of this all over, like over and over again, and I've tried to break it down as easy as possible, crypto benefits regardless of the situation. Now, we do probably have expanding cycles that a lot of people have been talking about. So just understand that this might take longer than expected. I do think that it's probably going to happen, somewhere around November 2022, where we probably realistically top out. So I genuinely think we have like a whole year of cryptocurrency action. But when it comes to traditional finance, we're clearly seeing, the economic system. We're seeing cracks. We're seeing issues that are happening all over. We have the COVID variant that's happening. People are panicking in traditional finance. They don't know what to buy. It's like stock markets is all-time high. The only thing they can really buy right now is gold. The gold's 6% down on the year. So again, still cryptocurrency, even in this climate, is probably the best asymmetrical bet. It's probably the best to invest in. Let me answer some questions very briefly because that was a lot. And then I want to go a little bit more into some on-chain metrics where it can get really down to the nitty and gritty, because a lot of people have been saying, bull run, bull run, bull run, and they don't really have data to back it up. I want to back it up with on-chain metrics. Now, and I also want to make the difference between like price and where the manipulation is happening and why on-chain metrics looks ridiculously bullish. Because on-chain metrics look crazy. Like, ask any on-chain analyst right now. They have full conviction in bull run. They have full conviction in bull run right now, and I'll tell you why. But let me answer some questions really quickly. We have 340 people. Can we get this to 500? Guys, do me a favor. There's only 120 likes. If you can get this to at least 300 likes, that would be amazing. Just take 1 second out of your live stream time and like the video. That would be amazing. Let me answer some questions. Twitter is just Alex on Crypto. Just search Alex on Crypto. We're doing giveaways like crazy. I'm also probably in the near future, I'm going to isolate one altcoin call that I won't put on any other platform, and I'm going to drop it on Twitter. So make sure you're following me on Twitter. I'm trying to get as many people involved in my other social medias because we're potentially shadow banned. Not only that, but I'm getting more active on Twitter, as you can see. And that's a different type of like median of social media. Like I could just write quick stuff, and it's really hard for me to make these videos. So sometimes you'll get like more recent information if you follow me on Twitter. So go follow me on Alex on Crypto on Twitter. I'm trying to build that up. Let's get with the big dogs. Everybody thinks I'm a little fish because I have no followers on Twitter. Let's get to at least 100K or something. Let's step it up a little bit. That'd be great. Let me answer some more questions.
Yeah, guys, I put it in the chat. It is also at the bottom of the screen, right on the layover of the live stream.
Do you have a discount at FS? Now, we discontinued the discount, but since you're on the live stream, we might do one for Christmas. I don't know. We kind of follow the discount pattern that everybody else follows, right? So, who knows? We might do something like that. Today, I give the official thumbs down. I appreciate it, bro. Thanks for your constructive criticism. Stay tuned because the on-chain metrics look kind of crazy. I have a lot of evidence to back that up. So thank you for the constructive criticism. I appreciate it. Yeah, the Russians might get me. I don't know, man. I'm losing money right now. All right, this is an insider joke. I got to stop. All right, so let's jump into some on-chain metrics. Eddie, pop up the screen. Let's go. So as you can see here, Bitcoin exchange net position change on all exchanges. So this is basically the net position that they have on exchanges versus off. So as you can see here, every time we have this green, meaning Bitcoin is moving off, we have a major dump. And then the dump gets stopped by Bitcoin moving off the exchange. Wait, did I say that the wrong way? So let me just say it one more time because I probably said it the wrong way. If Bitcoin moves on to the exchange, this is the green. We typically see dumps because Bitcoin moving on means people want to trade it, right? Now, if it comes off the exchange, red, we see pumps. You could see it here. Every time we look at this red, right here. And look how much Bitcoin increased after that, right? So now look at what's happening. This whole entire pump, red, Bitcoin leaving the exchanges, right? Now I want you to take notice. Let's look a little bit deeper. Let's look a little bit deeper. Oh, we got errors in glass. Oh, Eddie, can you pull up the front angle? I have to log back in. Excuse me. I don't want people to see my password and hack my computer.
While Alex log back in, guys, go check out the podcast. New episode every Thursday, 5 a.m. Should be ready for you to head to work.
Yeah, don't hack me. Don't hack me, hacker, please.
Don't forget to join the giveaway on Twitter, Alex on Crypto.
Yes, sir. Join the giveaway. We're doing all types of giveaways. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, there you go. We're back. We're back, Eddie. We're back. All right, cool. So just don't hack me. That would be great. But if you look right here, you could see that we're getting this big spike, especially on this recent dump. Look at that, right? And we've been building this trend of increasing right? Or the other way around, sorry, decreasing the amount. But I do expect that it's going to be stopped by people pulling Bitcoin off the exchange. And I've said it over and over again. When there's a supply crunches, Bitcoin increases in price.
Are you able to
typically.
zoom on the computer?
They want to see closer? Yeah, I
He
can.
says zoom in a little bit.
I got you. Thank you for asking for that. I'll show you a little bit deeper. Bada boom. So you see it right here. Look, literally, we have this big dump when they started putting it onto the exchange. Net position change on all exchanges, BTC. People put it on, we get dumped. And notice, we had a dump before it happened. This is usually a select few actors, someone trying to manipulate the market, typically. And then you see everybody kind of following and FOMOing, or in this case, it would be fudding out of the market. And then right here, you see all the money leaving the exchange, and then the market kind of coming back. Well, we're still red. I don't really see that much green. We saw a little bit here, but there's literally no green. So I genuinely believe that it might, the dump might prolong. Don't get me wrong. I'm always bad with timing because I'm a more long-term investor, but I will say that it will stop. The dumping will stop relatively soon. And if you look at it from a technical analysis standpoint, there's some support at 42K BTC. So maybe it's around there. Maybe it happens now. I'm waiting personally for 42K specifically. But that's just some on-chain metrics there.
This is a Glassnode's guide.
This is Glassnode's. They have like a very expensive subscription. But let's go to the workbench again. Let me pull up actually the dashboard. Let me pull up my quick reference. All right. So if we look at number of new addresses, this is the same thing. We have increase of the amount of people. Look at the trend, right? The trend is increasing. Now, we haven't had the spike like right here. This is signifying that we have a large amount of people very quickly making new addresses in Bitcoin. Typically, that's retail, right? And retail was like the top of the last market. So we're really far down. I don't see any absurd amount of new addresses. And we've been building this uptrend since the bottom of the dip. So we have like a little, I guess you could say, turbulence here. Let me zoom in a little bit closer. But the uptrend is still continuing. So people are continuing to use more Bitcoin. And if you watch my last video, I showed you that even more people are using Ethereum. So that means that they're jumping into Bitcoin and then they're following the same narrative path that we talk about in this channel all the time. And they're like, forget Bitcoin, let's move on to, Ethereum and some other altcoins, a utility narrative. Now, if we look at the miners, I don't want to jump into this specifically because it's not too insightful, but it's kind of the same thing. You can see right here, miners were getting rid of a lot of their Bitcoin. And miners have like the unique data that nobody else has. So they have like these prediction models and, they have to make money. So they're getting rid of Bitcoin here. Their position is decreasing. And then you can see that the dump happened like right after. And you can see they tried to buy it up a little bit. Same thing happened here. They're getting rid of their Bitcoin. And I would say that, they're starting to buy back. So it's kind of a leading indicator, I would say. If we look at seller exhaustion, this is kind of adding to what I was telling you guys before. We might just have a little bit of a prolonged Bitcoin cycle. It might just be till the end of next year, probably November next year. It's because, we could still have some sell side downside pressure. So I'll be a little bit happier if we get to the bottom with the seller exhaustion. So we're kind of like a little peak here. We're probably going to come down a little bit more for the next couple of days. And then eventually we're going to bottom out. And then maybe that's the bull run right there. I don't want to, speak ahead of I don't want to speak too far ahead because like I said, guys, I'm bad at timing. I'm really good at making the long-term predictions. Now, if we look at the new poll, you can see that we're still hovering around the green territory, and historically, every top has been from the blue territory. So we're still hovering around there. This kind of signals the tops and the bottoms. If it's red, it's a bottom. If it's blue, it's a top. Just to put it simple for you guys. So that's kind of, it's not bullish. It's just not abnormal. We don't see too much blue, right? Also, I like to look at this, which is the percent of entities and profit. And you can see, and let's open this up a little bit more detailed. All right, here you go. Now, we're not in the green territory, which is like the best buying opportunity ever. We're not there, but you can see that we're coming up to this kind of support right here that we've had right here and right here. So maybe it continues down and then we get this pop up, but you can see in recent history, we had too many people in profit. So we're shaking people out of the market. Whether that's through longs, whether that's people with percentage of profit, people just trying to take profit, whatever it is, we definitely cleared out the market, and a lot of the Bitcoins moving off the exchange being hodled. So I think this is probably going to go away in the near to short-term future. Timing is irrelevant. You guys know that. As long as you have conviction in your investments, it doesn't really matter. As long as the big, I guess you could say decisions are correct, you can keep DCAing and you can win in the end, right? The whole point is the ends justify the means, right? So Bitcoin net transfer volume from to exchanges on all exchanges. I showed this in my recent video. Let's dive a little bit deeper into this, and this is kind of mirroring what we saw at the top, the first one we were talking about. So you could see that it's pretty clear. Let's look at the 1 hour resolution. Let me show you. So pull this up. If it wants to load, that'd be great. There we go. We pull it up a little bit closer. Yeah. So you can see that we have these abnormal spikes, right? But notice how we're getting a little bit more consistent. I said this in the last video, and this is showing signs of like people are just wisening up and buying more, and taking more Bitcoin off the exchange, not buying more Bitcoin. Net transfer volume from to exchanges. So they're taking more Bitcoin off the exchanges. Now, look at this dump, right? We have this big spike up. So this is probably like, you just got to watch it, right? It's like, don't get shaken out. These are little dumps in comparison to the grand scheme of things. But the only thing, if you notice from what's happening, this is super abnormal right here. This is weird. This is super weird. We don't really see this anywhere else. So it's just kind of like before it was like a select few actors just hodling all the Bitcoin. Now it looks like people are just getting a little bit smarter. And you can kind of see something similar right here too. Let me just get a little bit closer in there. Right here, maybe similar. And this was like after the last dip, right? So pay attention to on-chain metrics. And just to briefly go over it, like I told you guys, they manipulate at the centralized exchange. They manipulate futures exchanges. They manipulate the longs, the shorts, right? So this is why on-chain metrics look really bullish. This is why Willy Woo and all of the other people respect Plan B, the big analysts, they're saying bullish, bullish, bullish because of the on-chain metrics. So I think it's more powerful than centralized entities. Bitcoin's been around for what, like 10, 12 years? I should know that off the top of my head. But yeah, it's been around for a long time. And I believe the centralized entities are losing control. They're not gaining control. They're losing control over time. And people are wisening up. So yeah, to me, bull run's continued. I just think it's prolonged. And I think it's going to just take a little bit longer than expected. Let's see who's in the chat. Wow, we got some people in here. Cool.
Are you a crypto actor, Alex?
Am I a crypto actor?
Yeah.
Whatever that means. No. I'm just a guy that, very simple, wants to educate the masses on crypto. That's it. However that's effective, like sometimes I act with like little skits. I think it's effective, especially people that are not like super smart. Like, they like it. They like seeing the entertainment, aspect of it. And then so super smart people like seeing the data. So I do kind of both, right? Extreme entertainment, extreme quality of content is what I go for, and I don't try to limit myself at all. And that's how I wanted to build the channel. I wanted to reach the massive audience. My goal is to shill Bitcoin to every human on planet Earth. Let me see what we got here. Why are you yelling? I'm not yelling. I yell all the time. You guys will start to notice I just scream out of passion. It's weird. Yeah, all right. I mean, I can go into more on-chain metrics, but I don't think it's worth your time. I think I just talked about the biggest ones. So yeah, we got a couple of other people in here with some news. They're going to go over recent developments in the market. So I'm going to answer some questions very briefly while Armando gets set up and some other people start jumping in here. And then, yeah, they're going to go over the news. But basically, I mean, just to sum it up, massive entities moving into Bitcoin as price is down. I don't know why this is not refreshing. Hold on, give me a second, guys. Let me see if there's anything else worth talking about. You guys know what I've been, the conclusions I'm drawing. Also, one more thing I wanted to point out. I was thinking about it this morning. Although the the decrease in issuance is a positive thing for all of cryptocurrency, the effects are lowering, right? Before, when there was a halving cycle, we had massive percentages. It's getting less and less. The decrease in issuance on Bitcoin in the recent is obviously the smallest decrease we ever had. It's only going to get smaller. So in the future, it's going to come from demand. Demand taking Bitcoin off, centralized exchanges is going to be the catalyst. And I mean, what other time do we have like this, where there's NFTs, gaming, all of these different, narratives that are developing to increase the demand? I think it's pretty obvious. I think with the Facebook Meta rebrand, it was like the most obvious bullish news ever. They have literally switched their whole business model to reflect cryptocurrency and other news events like that. I mean, there's so many. I can't even remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I mean, in general, people are posturing. Like, look at the biggest companies. They're posturing towards Bitcoin bull run. Now, again, it's just going to be prolonged, in my personal opinion. I think it's going to last till maybe the end. I think we still have a year. I think we have 8 months to a year. That's just my personal opinion. If this changed, if we got below like a certain level, like if Bitcoin got below 42K, maybe starts making its way to 30K, I'll probably switch my stance. But what I will say, though, if Bitcoin keeps dropping, we'll probably get a lot of people into the altcoins. So I'll be okay because I don't have really that much Bitcoin. But yeah, I mean, that's my thoughts. I don't really see. Let's see in the comment section. Can you guys give me a reason why Bitcoin's not bullish? Let's talk about that in the comment section a little bit. Why don't you send me some stuff, and we'll see what you guys are saying. Hold up. Oh, somebody asked me what's my opinion on Warren Buffett's view on crypto. I think he's washed up. I think he's old. I think that's not his strong suit. I think he's famous for saying that tech startups are not his strong suit. He buys other things like commodities, I believe. So I don't even understand why people take his opinion. It's great. I mean, of course, he's like super smart old guy. But how many super smart old guys do we see in government right now and making the wrong decisions, right? So I would say that eventually you are the king until you're dethroned. And, eventually you have to jump off the shoulders of giants and make your own decisions. So I would say all the data is leading up to a Bitcoin bull run. And I would also say the people that are pushing the bull cycle, and people are pushing crypto in general, are probably smarter than Warren Buffett. I really don't care how much money he's made. Yeah, all right. Let me sum it up before Armando and we got the other boys in here jump in to the live stream, guys. Thanks for watching Thanks for watching my segment. But I'll say very quickly, this short-term drop was manipulation. I confirmed that in multiple videos. The cycle is going to be prolonged because of how big it is. And the issuance is not the biggest catalyst anymore. It's just demand and issuance at the same time. We have the biggest, I guess you could say, demand catalysts that we've ever seen in crypto before. So this is going to help with the next leg up. We have not seen retail jump into the market yet, and that usually ends the bull runs, and I think it will definitely end the next one. So 8 months to 12 months, we're going to see crypto continue to rise, in my personal opinion. I think what's happening now is very short term, and I am probably going to leverage up right after this video and go buy the dip. Not right now. At 42K Bitcoin, if we get to that level, I will leverage up and buy more. And what I'm specifically buying is the ones you guys already know: UFO Gaming, Phantom, very simple guys, Alluvium, like things that I know are going to be good. You don't want to buy super crazy risky altcoins when the market's dumping because you don't know if they're going to come back. But yeah, that's my segment. You want to pop in here? Come on. Let's go. All right, Armando's up here. He got some news. He typically talks about all the news that's happening in crypto, and then he'll break that down for you. Let me take my computer. Oh, yeah, we got 436. Guys, do me a favor, like the video, man. We don't have enough likes. We got 227. Let's get the likes up a little bit. Everybody keeps talking about Wonderland.
Yeah, the crazy APYs.
Yeah, crazy.
6,000%.
Just be careful with the APYs.
You brought that up in the last live stream, right?
I mean, DAOs are the hot thing right now. People are DAOs.
All right, guys, peace out.
All these Olympus forks and whatnot. So.
What's going on, y'all? Hope y'all had a great weekend. All right, let's get in here. Marty, you gonna come with me? Perfect.
I'm here. I've come back.
What's going on, y'all? Hell yeah, I'm glad to have all y'all here.
Yep, glad we can get Alex off the live stream for you guys there. I know he's getting a little annoying for you guys, right?
Tall guy.
Oh
there,
man,
Marty.
I grew a little bit.
Yeah,
My head's getting cut off from
there,
the camera.
Marty.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
man.
That's what happens when you guys eat your vegetables, right? You guys grow so much that you can't even fit in the camera frame anymore. Eating
pizza for lunch.
Yeah, I was eating a lot of pizza for lunch. That is true. Hey guys,
Heck yeah.
here's a very important question. All right, does the sauce go underneath the pizza, right, under the cheese, or on top of the cheese? I like Chicago style. I like the sauce on top. That's just me. That's just how I roll.
That's a controversial topic.
I'm a high roller like that. All right.
He doesn't like cake. He wants a pizza cake. That's what deep dish pizza
No, but you guys
is.
don't understand. It's different. But again, we're talking crypto. All right, we'll save the pizza chat for a later time.
Yeah, did you guys have a good weekend?
Yeah. Who had a good weekend? Who was watching the charts?
Who is this guy? This is Marty and Armando. What are you guys talking about?
Yeah. This must be your first time. It's okay. Welcome.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you
to the
for joining
greatest
us.
live stream on a bi-weekly or
$7.88.
$7.88. Oof. Oof.
In the year 2040.
Maybe in the future,
I
but
wish we could put up those like memes. You could put up like that Sully memes. Like, yeah. I don't know about a $7 ADA. Yeah. I think we'll just leave it at that.
I hope you guys had a good weekend. I kind of just wanted to bring this one up of the first things that I saw because I know someone who had an absolutely horrible weekend. And it has to do with this little piece of article that I just found, right, guys? So this was something that I found I thought would brighten up your days because I know it made me feel better that I didn't lose $250,000 over the weekend, kind of like this guy. If you have fat fingers and if you know for typing different things across different websites or just using your keyboard in general, I'm sure you've all made a mistake putting in some sort of digits, writing them down, putting it in a calculator, maybe even selling something online. This person made a $250,000 mistake with his Bored Ape Yacht Club that he put on OpenSeas. And instead of selling it for 75 ETH, he sold it for 0.75 ETH.
Ooh. I wish I was there when that happened.
That's rough.
Just snagged myself a
Look
Bored
at
Ape
this.
Yacht Club for like 95%.
Look at this,
discount.
right? So if you go over here to this article that I have on my tablet, it pretty much goes over how he accidentally put in this number for 0.75 ETH, and in less than a second before he could click cancel, a bot paid 8 ETH to cover the gas fee.
Oh
and
my.
instantly just bought it up.
Wow.
Geez, an 8 ETH gas fee? Like, or he's covering the. I don't know.
Yeah, he paid
That's
8
crazy.
ETH to just have super high GUI. And
That,
just
that miner went to the casino after.
Jesus.
insane. I just saw this and I just had to share it
Yeah,
with you
these
guys.
spots are
First. This is
crazy.
insane, and this is $250,000 just lost. And there's that person didn't put it back up. That guy took his opportunity and ran with it.
Sorry, I had to
So-
chime in here really quick. Someone's saying that I remind them of Donnie from Wolf of Wall Street. I'm the Donnie to Alex's live stream. I appreciate it. And you know what's funny? Donnie was actually one of my favorite characters in that movie. So I'm very appreciative of that comment. I have to channel my inner Donnie now. My goal is, once we release what we're releasing here very soon in the next month or so, to have that scene where Johnny knows the scene I'm talking about. $22 million. Yeah.
I know
so
exactly what you're talking about.
it's coming, guys. You're gonna see that soon.
He's got the loot.
Guys,
What you
like
got
the
for us
video,
today?
man. Like the video.
Like the vid, and somebody said the views are gonna go down because of that pizza comment. I mean, come on, like, do you guys not think pineapples belong on pizza either? Jeez Louise,
no,
come
like,
on,
pineapple
guys,
don't
like,
belong
live a
on
little
pizza.
bit.
Oh, man.
You guys are probably the same
You
people
lost
that
me
think
there.
mint
Let's
chocolate
get
is
back
good.
to the
Okay.
crypto, guys.
Anyways,
What you got for us today?
well, again, nothing too crazy. Everything that we've been pretty much talking about the last couple of days here. Just a lot of market manipulation, right? On-chain metrics looks really good. News is looking more bullish than ever. I think some news came out also today with Germany.
Yep.
One of Germany's massive banks is going to allow people to purchase, Bitcoin with their savings or something like that. So again, more bullish news than ever before. Just some FUD coming out on other parts of the world. I think we saw something with the variant, maybe a potential death or something. So again, people being shaken out of their bags, but obviously the people that truly believe in crypto and have the long-term vision are going to prevail. This is a great time to buy it at a discount. So maybe just don't do too much of heavy buying right now. Like Alex was saying that we might be seeing that 42K Bitcoin, and you and I were talking about as well that we do have to fill in that wick at some
Price
point.
imbalance. Yep.
Ideally, again, let's just get it out of the way. Let's fill it in right now or the next couple of days. Do your buying there, and then we're set up to have that parabolic run. So.
Yeah, and just like Alex mentioned, literally right before, he was talking about the issuance of Bitcoin, right? So we just recently crossed the 90% threshold of all Bitcoin that's ever going to be mined or created. We just passed that point, right? So for the next 100 and I want to say either that's 114 years or 140. My dyslexia is probably getting the better of me there. But for the next 100 years or so, we're only going to have another 10% of Bitcoin to ever be mined or produced. So that just goes more hand in hand with what Alex is saying, right, guys? So obviously the supply is being limited, or we're going to get supply limited soon. The demand is going to keep going up. And there's only so much supply of Bitcoin to go around.
Yeah, I mean, we are going to be probably experiencing that supply shock here fairly soon. And then also just kind of reading on the comments, some people are saying we're bullish now, bearish the next hour. Again, guys, you don't want to just be hopped up on hopium, right? Like, there's some realism that you have to keep within your investments. So kind of like what Ben Cohen says, right? He's a Bitcoin bull and he just keeps a couple of panda bears around him. That's the same thing you guys want to have, right? Like, we can't just be propped up thinking Bitcoin's going to the moon. As we've seen this cycle alone, it just doesn't happen, right? We had a top, now we had actually two tops, right? We might have a triple top, right? for this cycle. So it's just being realistic, guys, right? Just because we're bearish is not a bad thing. We're looking at it as a good way, like to DCA. Just keep that in mind, right? A true Bitcoin bear would be like, oh no, Bitcoin's a scam still.
Yeah.
It's over. It's going to zero. That's a true bear. It's okay to be bearish to get in at a better price.
Yeah, the only reason that we get excited for these, I guess I don't want to say excited, but the only reason we see some sort of positive news, it's all this price action going downwards, is the fact that you get to get cheaper prices for all this, right?
Exactly.
And if you're a long-term believer in any of the projects, whether it be ADA, whether it be Bitcoin, Ethereum, any coin that you can call out there, if you're a true believer in it, your whole point in it should be collecting or amassing more of that
Stacking
coin,
sats.
stacking sats,
Yeah.
right? So that should be your whole goal and your whole purpose. And so when you see dips like this, you should have more conviction if you believe in something to go in all in.
Yeah.
Not all in at once. Do it in pieces, please.
That's why it's DCA.
DCA.
Right?
This is
And
not
like
advice, guys.
Yeah,
Is that
This is
financial
not advice.
I think, and the reason we say that is because you already saw, the highs that Bitcoin or a certain coin got to. So now, 9 times out of 10, it does tend to at least test those, highs, whether it's sooner or later on. So that's why it's just a good price to DCA into. I know a lot of you guys are asking about, Olympus DAO and DAO in general. So again, I'm still, doing my research on DAOs. DAOs are actually really intricate, guys. Like, believe it or not, they're like, something to do with treasuries and stuff like that. But I do know with like Olympus, for instance, like 90% of the total supply like belongs to the creators, guys. Like, be careful with that, right? Because they could literally dump on you guys at any given moment. Now, there's again intricacies that would obviously prevent an instant dump. But just know that it is very centralized. 90% of it belongs to the creators. So I know the APYs are really nice. We've talked about it as well, Armando and I. We're not saying not to get into it, but maybe not something where you're actually going to hold for a whole entire year. Or if you are, then you're putting in something that you would not care if you lose everything in the off chance, right?
Yeah, there's strategies to everything, guys. So like even with these high yielding farms for high yields, there's a whole strategy to it, right? You don't want to just stay in there forever. Leverage it for as long as you can, and for as much time as you feel safe in it as well, right? I know you mentioned time before, so I did my own research. I did some yield farming on that in a day. I got in and out, got what I wanted out of it, and then moved on to the next thing, right? So different strategies for different things. That's what we always preach on here. I know Johnny here has some good macroeconomic news that he wants to talk about. This guy loves Max.
Yeah, Armando, man. I mean, like, you're in and out, like, just like that, dude. Like, not even a text the next day.
No, man, I'm just in
Like
and out.
that.
Man, this
Ghost
guy's
style.
cold, man.
What you got for us, man?
Well,
yeah,
I just
let's
have
let Johnny go.
I have some quick stuff that I'll share my screen with a little bit later, but just some quick. Oh, okay, yeah, I can do that too.
Oh,
Just some quick fun facts, okay? Only 10% of the Bitcoin supply is left to mine. Can you believe that?
That's
People
insane.
forget. Only 21
is
million
insane.
is allowed.
As a Bitcoin miner, I do know that.
gosh, we've come such a long way already.
I know, what the heck?
90% to be mined.
It's pretty insane.
What's the
right?
next halving going to reduce this to? Like 1.25 BTC?
Your screen share's on, Johnny.
All right, it's on right now. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, Alex was covering a lot of this in the segment that he was doing with on-chain analysis, but let me just show you guys Google search trends for crypto in general. Bitcoin, Ethereum, crypto is pretty much down right now. Fear and greed index, I mean, everyone has their opinion on that, but it's at a 28. I think like a couple weeks ago it was at a 72. So, yeah, I mean, people are fearful right now, and a lot of people are realizing losses. So, I mean, you know, we got to diamond hands it in these times and just dollar cost average into it. But let me see here. One thing I did want to point out. Do you guys know what this chart is?
Well, that's obviously Bitcoin.
Bitcoin's on the top, but the 10-year treasury yield is on the bottom.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy how they're correlating like that? And that's all the way from back in August of 2020.
Oh, wow. That's actually
So-
a pretty crazy chart.
So when you take a look at the United States Treasury yield for the past more than a year, it's been correlating almost directly with Bitcoin. And so when you see these new reports, like last Friday, the new inflation report came out, 0.8% increase more. We're at a 40-year high, everybody, for inflation, okay? This is concerning, especially with, you know, the Fed is getting pressure to act on this, right, to ease back their quantitative easing measures, right? What does that mean for Bitcoin when there's disinflation or deflation? it's not that great. So what I also want to point out too on the macro, just some of the things that I look at, right? The VIX, the volatility index for the S&P 500. Guess what? It's still comparing the 10-year, but if we just look at the volatility index, okay, we had the spike. Spikes are not good with a volatility index, okay? It's coming back down now, but I mean, you know, we see that these huge spikes, like the one that we had here back in the March during the COVID scare, that big spike was when we had the COVID scare. It's spikes like that that if you see that, it's a pretty good indicator that it's mass hysteria that we're selling off and that you want to pick up everything for a low. All right. Another thing that I want to just check out here is the Russell 2000 index, which is basically the low caps for a lot of the different things in traditional finance, and it's selling off too. It correlates with crypto a little bit as well. All right. So when there's disinflation or deflation going on, these are the things that get hit a lot that are correlated to crypto and Bitcoin in general. But I just wanted to point out that I found that pretty interesting that both Bitcoin and the 10-year Treasury yield were pretty much on par, doing the same thing.
So my question to you is, what do you think might happen when the Fed tries to raise interest rates?
Yeah, when tapering kicks in.
So what happens? The money printer turns off.
Yep.
Right? It means that for the consumer, the prices might come down a little bit, but what happens is that's for goods and services, but they also come down for assets. So things like your house, things like Bitcoin, things like gold. I mean, gold sometimes can be a hedge against that, but you know that everything kind of comes down when deflation comes out from the Fed. So it's not good. Right? You want disinflation. There's a difference there. Disinflation and deflation. Disinflation is like the natural disinflation of prices and things like that. That's what you want. That's the natural part of it. But when the Fed steps in and starts making policies for deflation, that's where everything gets into trouble. And you know what? Toilet paper at the store might come down, but guess what? So is your house.
Not the house. I already got
Not
my toilet
the
paper.
house.
What about gas prices, though? Could that make gas prices come down?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for those to come down.
I know about that.
$40
right?
bucks, Phil.
At least we don't live in
Struggling.
California.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like I
Or
saw
it's $8.
Instagram post was like $6.50 a tank or $6.50 a
Yeah.
gallon.
Well, Cali's always high. Everything's just too dang expensive there for not even that.
I know, but we're down here, going crazy about
I know.
$3.40 gallon. They're
I
paying
know.
$6.50.
I saw that a couple of you guys have been mentioning Tomb Finance in the chat there. It actually looks really cool. It's on the Phantom Network. So what's really cool is
You ready
that
for screen share?
yeah, I already have it up. That their stablecoin is actually pegged to the price of one Phantom, which is really cool.
Okay.
So I'm sure it's definitely something that I'll definitely pass this on to Alex. Actually, I don't know if he's looked at it yet. As you guys know, he is a very, very big fan of the whole entire Phantom ecosystem. So I'm sure we could probably get a video to come out with this. I've actually also been looking at Anchor Protocol myself as well. It's kind of in that Terra Luna ecosystem, and what's really cool is right here they actually give you almost 20% APY for holding UST, which is their stablecoin pegged to Terra Luna. So this would be just maybe something to keep on your horizon, like when we do kind of hit that bear market, right? So instead of not saying that Celsius is bad, but hey, you're getting another 10% extra with Anchor Protocol here. And it's getting fairly safe, on the Terra Luna ecosystem, but that's something that did catch my eye as well. I've been seeing kind of some people talk about it slightly on YouTube, but just kind of breaking down, how to navigate it. And stuff
Hey,
like
real
that.
quick in the chat, man, they're saying Johnny is the legend.
Johnny's got that
legend.
news.
Johnny is the legend, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks, Mitch.
USDC is safe. It is the United States stablecoin per se, right? Tether is kind of like the worldwide.
USDC is just by Circle Pay.
Yeah.
So that's like their stable coin, similar to like how Pax has USDP. USDC is just the company behind it is just Circle. Same like Paxos has Pax, UST with Terra. They're just all backed by it. They're all pegged to the dollar, just have different companies behind them.
Exactly. Yeah. I know like USDC is obviously more popular.
Yep.
Over here in our end, but
USDT, yeah, like you said,
Tether's more like
USDT is
worldwide.
worldwide. USDC is more United States.
Saying gas is going for $4.50 in California right now.
that's actually not bad.
That's not that bad, no.
Yeah,
Well, I
you guys
wouldn't
are
pay
like only
$4.50.
$1 more than us. I've heard stories where it's gone up to like $8 before. So
That's wild.
You got some news for us, Armando?
I do. Did you all know that they have voted Elon Musk as the Times Person of the Year?
Heck yeah. You guys trying to put us on Mars.
As one of the things he's trying to do is put us on Mars, but if you guys didn't know, I feel like it's been a very controversial year with Elon Musk, right? The beginning of the year, we were all very happy with him, very pro Bitcoin, started, allowing it to use Bitcoin to purchase Tesla, then went back on it, said that Bitcoin was damaging the environment,
Yeah,
which
okay.
I see the case he can make, whatever. At that point, the hash rates were so high in China, and China was known as being one of the most polluted countries. So I see the argument he had to make. But now I feel like a lot of Bitcoin mining facilities are transitioning to more green power, more cleaner power. I mean, just look at what
Volcanoes.
El Salvador is doing with
crazy,
volcanoes,
yeah.
right? So it's been a very controversial year with Elon. As much as he's helped cryptocurrency, I also feel like he's been held us back a little bit, if I want to use that terminology correctly. What do you guys think?
Well,
Real quick, Marty, we got someone in the chat asking who is Johnny. Why don't you
who is Johnny?
explain
All right.
for
Well,
him?
I'm gonna step out then, so you guys can actually see and meet Johnny if you're brand new. Okay. All right. Maybe that is my cue to get out
There
of
we
here.
go. All right.
Johnny, come on in here.
Whoa.
Talk to the people.
What's up, everyone?
Oh yeah.
Putting a face to the voice behind the camera.
Yeah, my voice is a little bit shot because we had some family parties for Christmas, and we like to party it up. So
Yeah, this guy's a party monster.
I'll do my best.
But
to
what I was going to tell Armando is obviously, Elon is a very big holder and purchaser of Bitcoin. So why would he not want to manipulate the market to get it at a better price? Again, this is chess, guys. This
Fair
is all
point.
chess.
Fair point. He has said that obviously he holds his own personal bags of these coins. SpaceX obviously holds, Tesla holds. So
I mean, if it was up to him, though, we'd be the world currency would be Doge.
that's another thing.
Yeah, Doge hasn't done anything since the May correction.
It seems like
Yeah.
he's lost his power over Doge too, right? Like he doesn't.
Well, I think they
never-
all moved to Shiba.
That true, right?
And
There-
as we
Shiba
s-
seems to have more utility now.
Yeah, now it's being accepted by GameStop, by Lowe's, right?
Lowe's, except
yeah,
Sheep.
yep. You
Lowe's
can now
is still around.
Yeah, Lowe's, yeah, they're Home Depot's competitor. Yeah, they're being by GameStop, Lowe's, and Nordstrom. And they're using the Flexa payment system that the Winklevoss twins came up with. So, yeah, Shiba actually has a lot more utility now on top of them having their own exchange. So yeah, very big win for the Shiba community there. And I know Alex was saying that Cardano, he was saying that they have the biggest or the strongest community.
Cardano, it seems on his community poll that he hosted that Cardano has the biggest community.
I would say Shiba's giving it a very good.
I would agree.
Run for
I
its
wouldn't.
money.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
I mean, the fact they even
The
broke into
community
top 10
made
this year.
Made Shiba into the top 10.
That's
Yeah.
That's pretty powerful, I'd say.
I would say as well. In more other news, guys, I do would like to say one of my favorite people, the Miami mayor, has come out in more great news and said that he is now taking part of his 401k in Bitcoin.
Smart.
Super smart. This is freaking awesome. This guy's
So
continuously
everyone's
coming
doing
out with
Miami.
things for Miami. I know if you guys haven't heard about it, you should look into Miami Hack Week. It's another event that's going to be happening in Miami in the middle of January, I believe, or late January. But he's just constantly doing things to make Miami, I feel like, the center of crypto and putting his money where his mouth is, right? So
It's Miami and where else? Austin? Texas?
Yeah,
Miami and
Texas.
Austin seem to be the two hubs for crypto in the United States right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting.
I know Texas is like a powerhouse for mining facilities just because
Wait,
of all
'cause
the
so
open
much land,
space.
yeah.
So
much
isn't the
land.
mayor of New York takes his payment in crypto too?
He's taking his paycheck in crypto,
Yeah.
but he hasn't mentioned anything about switching over any part of his 401k.
Which
to
is
it.
really weird because New York is the hub of limiting people with crypto.
That's-
So there's so many rules and regulations, which makes sense. Wall Street's there,
Yep.
right? But I mean, you'd be surprised how many people can only buy half the things that are listed on Coinbase. It's insane.
I think the only exchange that's New York friendly is Gemini.
Yeah,
Right.
and but then you said you were gonna sign up with them and do the KYC, but they were requiring some crazy things.
Yeah, so for those who don't aware, with centralized exchanges, they have the KYC process in order to verify its users, right? But with Gemini, in its particular case, they're based out of New York as well, but I think they do like a social. I forget which it is, either your credit score or something like that, where they email you every few months just to verify something. And I don't know, I don't want to I don't want to supply that information to them. I don't know. It scared me off though.
Giving these
I made the switch.
centralized exchanges all that private information, I wouldn't feel safe either. That's why all these new technologies are coming out. So maybe you won't have to give that information in the future.
Exactly.
Shout out Polygon.
Shout out Polygon with the roll-ups.
We are not
Love me some
sponsored by
detail.
anybody, guys.
No, we're not sponsored by them,
We are
but
not
do some
sponsored.
research. It's
What
pretty
are we
awesome.
We're
sponsored
the
by?
Polygon.
We
Hell.
are. Yo, tell them what the video is brought to you by.
This live stream is brought to you by Fundamental Secrets. Go to fundamentalsecrets.com to see more of everything that we're talking about. We have Armando and Marty and I, as well as Alex and everyone on the team, giving you guys some helpful tips and educational content to help you navigate this space safely. Go to www.fundamentalsecrets.com.
You might even get to talk to this handsome gentleman on the phone.
Maybe.
They said, you guys want to meet Johnny? You can go meet him
There
that
you
way.
go. You guys could talk to him on Zoom for a whole hour if you want.
Yeah, and I get pretty lonely. So I mean, please talk to me. I'm just joking.
In more other interesting news, guys, I just wanted to bring this up because I felt like this was more like cultural appropriation is what this felt like when I saw this over the news. Stick with me. It's pretty funny, I thought. Well, anyways, White Castle, as you guys have seen the trend of all these businesses deciding to add .eth to their name to the
the
ENF
ENS
name server.
Yeah.
So White Castle was following along the same steps as Pepsi and Budweiser.
Yeah.
And this was just something really interesting. If you just want to switch it over to my screen over here. This is what I didn't like, or what I thought was hilarious, right? So we obviously know, if you didn't know, Pepsi's going to be releasing 1,893 NFTs that's the year that they released Pepsi. And look at this right here.
Free gas. Ooh.
Welcome, brand friend. We're all going to make it. Thanks, friend. We're all going to make it too.
God, they're in the metaverse now.
This is, wow. I don't know, guys. That's all right. That's a little too friendly. Probably nothing, but there we go. WhiteCastleOfficial.e. So if you like some White Castle, we don't have White Castle here in Florida, unfortunately, but
Reminds me of Harold and Kumar.
it does remind me of Harold Kumar.
And it just goes back to like what Alex was saying. Now you see a lot more of these, companies and corporations are making that transition, into the crypto world, more so into the metaverse world, right? Because they're starting to see that is where the, next marketplace boom is going to happen, right? More and more people that are getting into crypto are obviously, that generation, millennial generation, right? Gen Z. They already spend so much time online, so they can't keep going with their traditional ways of, let's say, marketing and interacting with their fan base, right? They have to, adapt, right? Or get with it, like Alex says. And as you see now, more and more of these companies are making that move.
And that kind of goes hand in hand with what I want to talk about next, right? So you can see like some of the biggest soccer clubs and just sports clubs in general, they've spent over $350 million on fan tokens. So if you guys didn't know, I'm going to be going over I might make a video about this at some point just because I'm a really big sports fan and this could have a good utility. But if you haven't heard, there is a company out there called Socios. They are, I want to say like a NFT, not an NFT platform, but they basically provide fan tokens for a lot of these soccer clubs. So if you want to switch it over here to my screen, Eddie, this is what I was talking about. Basically, Socios has a coin, I believe it's called Chili's. Chili's. And basically, they provide fan tokens for different soccer clubs, right? So let's pull them up. So, like you said, be a fan. This is pretty interesting. Obviously, they have some of the biggest sports clubs around the world. Atletico Madrid, Sevilla, Barcelona, Juventus, PSG, AC Milan, Inter Milan. These are some of the biggest soccer clubs in the world, right? And they're finding a way to incorporate crypto with their fans and making them, they're pretty much making it so that if you hold some of their tokens for their fan base, you get certain privileges that other fans wouldn't have, right? So they're finding a way to attach this and make you feel more part of the team than you ever were before. And I think that's really smart, right? Imagine being able to own part of or these tokens for your club, and you get special access to tickets or have special access to jerseys, discounts. There's a variety of different things that they come up with this platform. And this is just the beginning, and the biggest teams in the world are taking notice of it, right?
Yeah.
So,
and that's what you already saw that with Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? Every time when you buy an ape, you get exclusive access to like events and venues and stuff like that. So now in the entertainment world, you're seeing the sports and other companies like that, get into NFTs or something like this to, again, have a better interaction with their fan base, because that's how you retain, right? The first hard step is getting customers or a fan base. The second thing is retaining them, right? how well can you retain them?
Yeah.
And now you're seeing them make this very big push to, do the best that they can to retain every single person or interest that comes in.
And I'm glad you brought up the Bored Ape Yacht Club because I just had pretty much almost one of the last things I wanted to mention. But keep an eye out for this, guys. If you happen to be a Bored Ape Yacht Club member, congrats, first of all. That's big come-ups on you. But they are looking to come up into the NFT gaming space now, guys. So they are actually in development. If you want to switch it over here one more time, these should be something that they're going to be launching, looks like Q2, somewhere between April and June of next year. So keep an eye out on that. That could be something very interesting. They're partnering up with one of the biggest brands, Animoca Brands. If you guys didn't know, they also were one of the backers for Sandbox, and they're backers for a bunch of these other huge metaverse gaming companies. So the fact that they partnered with them obviously shows how big they're trying to go into the space. So keep an eye out for that. Could be pretty game-changing. It's obviously following the play-to-earn system, which we all know how awesome that's been with Axie Infinity and all these other play-to-earn games. So definitely something to keep your eye on.
It's a whole industry in crypto that sort of just started getting popular this year.
Yep.
I mean, guys, cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is solving so many things, as well as bringing to light, brand new industries. When you see that sort of thing with the adoption, with all these sorts of things coming up, crypto fundamentally is not going anywhere. So when you see these price dips in the market, these are all short-term things, guys. Got to remember that.
I try and stress that all the time. You guys got to zoom out and look at the bigger
When
picture.
in doubt, zoom out.
We always say that, It's a nice term. What
very
else you
true.
got for us?
Well, I actually have a presentation on crypto taxes. I don't know if anyone's thought about it yet. If this is your first time investing into cryptocurrency, tax season is coming up, and so I just wanted to pull up this article that basically summarizes it, and I can leave a comment in the chat box there with this link. But crypto taxes, and this only affects people in the United States, so I'm sorry for the people who are tuning in from abroad. I would recommend researching this on your own, but currently, cryptocurrency is viewed as a property and is taxed in the United States as either capital gains or income tax, okay? You don't pay any tax by buying crypto or donating it or gifting, right? The only time that you pay tax on it is in capital gains tax by selling crypto, swapping crypto, or spending it for goods and services, or if you're getting income tax through crypto mining, staking, hard forks, or interest income, okay? Now, I'm sure you're asking, so how much am I paying right now? All right. So allowances. If your income is under 40K, then you're not really going to pay anything in capital gains tax. Okay. But I mean, there are certain tax levels depending on what your income is, right? And so you have this chart here. And again, I'll post a link on the actual chat box or the comments of this live stream post. But this is sort of the tax bracket that you're going to have to look at for yourself, okay? And when you get ready to do your taxes, you guys need to find a crypto tax software that will basically, by the way, this is not tax advice. This is all for information for you to look for yourself, but everyone's going to have to do this. And if you absolutely have no idea, consult your tax advisor, please. But just to get an idea so that you can budget as tax season comes up, look where you end up on the tax bracket for 2021, 2022, and make sure that you're prepared for this, okay? Now, you don't have to manually track every single transaction that you do, but it's important that you make sure that you have a general understanding of where that's at. And they do have software programs out there that some of them range in price, but you're going to have to consider that when doing your taxes with crypto, okay?
Yeah, one of the websites is CryptoTrader.tax. I use that one personally. It's pretty good. Another one is Coinly.com. Like Johnny was saying, it's pretty easy. You just have to basically connect your exchanges via the API keys, and they pretty much update automatically anytime you do make any kind of trade in crypto. So whether you signed up for it at the beginning of this year, or even if you sign up for it now and then you end up doing more trades later, it'll track it for you. Just makes things a lot more consolidated. For the most part, from what we've kind of heard and seen, again, just it's out there. If you're under that 50K limit in crypto, you can kind of fly under the radar, right? For the most part, Not to say that you guys should take that and run with it, right? But
This is not advice, guys.
yeah, it's not
Yes.
advice, but for the most part, like if you're under that, you can kind of fly under the radar for the time being, but still just get in the habit of tracking it, right? I know we all don't like to pay our taxes, but as we know, it was built by the rich, and there's a bunch of loopholes in it, right? So if you just spend some time researching, just like you guys do crypto, you'll find ways to get around these taxes and make it seem like you lost
Not
more.
get around them, but help reduce
Yes.
them.
Yes, correct term.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, let's
actually-
let's use the correct terminology around here, Marty.
Now, now remember too, even if you guys have a net loss in your portfolio, you still want to, report that in losses to your taxes, because guess what? You can add those to your deductions at the end. Okay, up to $3,000. Okay, right? So hopefully you didn't lose that much, right? But I mean, that's what it says, up to that. But Eddie, I just want to share my screen one last time here for the income tax bracket, because everyone's familiar with capital gains, but what about income tax? This provides a lot of confusion of what's going on with things like what happens when I get airdrops, what happens when I get staking rewards, referral bonuses. All of those are taxed as income, and that will be classified at your income tax bracket. Okay, so minted tokens, airdrops, paid in crypto, salary or income, staking rewards, referral bonuses, DeFi interest. These are all taxed as income, guys. All right. So getting paid in crypto is like a salary. Staking is like dividends. Forks, excluding soft forks. Minting tokens is like income. Airdrops are like bonuses. And all these things, you guys have to, take these under consideration. All right. Stolen crypto, unfortunately, this is the first year where you're actually no longer going to get a deductible with that form, that 4684 form that helps you if you declare that you've been stolen or hacked due to a scam or something like that. So please be aware, guys. Lots of changes are happening almost every single year with crypto taxes, okay, because this is a new area, right? So, just keep that in mind, guys. Again, I will go ahead and link a link there where I'm getting all this information so that you can read about it yourself.
I think Eddie, I just sent the link to Eddie, so he's going to be posting that in the chat for you guys to, if you want to read over that article, feel free to go and read it yourself. It's actually pretty informative. Someone who does Bitcoin mining, it can get pretty complicated for taxes, so definitely something you guys should do your own research on. I definitely recommend that. One of the last things I just wanted to mention, if you guys weren't aware, last week there was a pretty big outage when it comes to the Amazon Web Services. If you didn't know, AWS, one of the largest providers of servers around the world for, I don't know, I've lost count of how many companies use AWS, but it's one of the biggest providers around the world. This actually caused a pretty big issue, and this is kind of what we always talk about in terms of decentralization, centralization, centralized exchanges, and decentralized exchanges, right? So because AWS servers went down, this actually caused one of the coins that I talk about all the time, or not talk about all the time, but that I was interested in, DYDX. If you want to switch over here to my tablet, as you can see, due to a major AWS outage, DYDX exchange is currently down, right? This is pretty big news. This is, a whole exchange going down due to the fact that, Amazon Web Services are having their issues. This is why we constantly always stress, don't have things on a centralized exchange. Try and keep things in a wallet. This is a pretty big reason why. Imagine if you had all your stuff on DYDX.
It's sad.
And even though it is a decentralized exchange, the fact that they host some of their stuff on AWS kind of shows you the issues of having any sort of centralized power or any centralized entity in your core. What's the word I'm looking for? In your corporation. There we go. So it's pretty big news. Obviously, we know a lot of different companies. I know Decentraland, all these other big companies use AWS, and they're going to start migrating away from it. But these are the issues that you kind of get when you use a centralized entity, right? Single points of failure like this, where a single point of failure goes down, causes a whole cascading effect. So,
very true.
Just wanted to bring that up to you guys. I don't know. That's all I got for you guys. Anything else?
You guys got any final thoughts?
Any other questions?
Final
concerns?
thoughts? I mean, I guess I could share my screen just to take a look at the current prices right now. I mean, sheesh. Just taking a look at from the top, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. Right now I have Elrond on the board. But, I mean, guys, you got to take a look at this, that it's short-term downside, guys. Don't be fearful, all right? Be greedy when others are fearful, all right? So just make sure that, you're not getting shaken out, okay? On-chain metrics looking strong, just like what Alex was alluding to at the beginning of this live stream. So.
Yeah, guys, remember the giveaway on Twitter, Alex on Crypto. It is on the layover. I'll post it in the chat one more time. Go check out the podcast. What else you got, Armando? Anything?
That's it, man. We're going to be back on Friday. We're kind of changing up the schedule a little bit, guys. We're going to come twice a week, so we're going to be doing Monday and Fridays now. If we have anything special coming up, we'll pop in on a live stream. Obviously, if there's anything that's breaking news, we'll hop in. But just keep up with the schedule. We're going to be doing Monday and Fridays, and, we'll go from there.
Yeah, Alex is going to start going real heavy in the details.
Yeah, guys, if you like
these
the
next
quality
videos
of content,
coming out.
they're going super in-depth. He's only going to continue to do so. So make sure you like, subscribe, help us out. And, yeah, there we go. Like we always say, if you don't get with it, you will get left behind. Go to www.thefundamentalsecrets.com.
There we go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Johnny.